What's up, little enzymes? Welcome back to Daisha's Digest. The topic of today's video is cheating fiancés. Before we get into today's video, just a reminder, everything that you see and hear in this video will be included in the description. And also, if you like vlogs, I do have a vlog channel, so I will include that in the description as well in case you are interested. I'm gonna start back posting videos on there sometime soon. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get into the video. So we have two stories today, and they both have updates and chat. I haven't read through them, but they just, we gonna see. Okay, so the first story is I found out my sister slept with my fiance, and I'm not sorry about what I did after. 30-year-old woman here. I have a sister who's just a year older than me. We've always had such a good relationship, so finding out about this one hurt. She might as well have just stabbed me in the heart. On top of that, I've been with my fiance since high school, and we've always been with each other through thick and thin. We were going to get married in a few months. I have no idea why on earth they did this to me. What's even worse was that our mom knew, and out of fear of getting involved, my sister apparently begged her not to say a word. She didn't tell me anything. Thankfully, my dad wasn't having it, and he spilled the beans to me. Dang! So almost all the people who are like the closest to you have betrayed. The sister, the fiance, and then the mom knew about it and didn't even say anything. Shout out to Pops, okay? I've never been so angry in my life. Not only did I kick my fiance out and throw out his stuff, some of it in the trash, but I decided to hurt my sister in another way. Wait a minute, let me make sure this doesn't, I don't see any trigger warnings, so. Why not do the same for my fiance? Simple, she's my sister. We've always had a good relationship until she decided to ruin it months before my big day, which I allowed her to be a bridesmaid in. You don't do that to anyone, let alone your sister, your blood. Child. Ooh. My sister is big on gardening, so when she lost her dog, she made a garden for him. I knocked on her door. She didn't know that I knew. And of course, I played nice. I moved on to what she did with my fiance, and I slightly damaged her garden. I honestly just crushed a couple of flowers. Am I sorry? No. Her excuse sent me over the edge. It just happened. Isn't a reason. Sleeping with my fiance just happened like that, I guess. I told her I didn't want her speaking to me anymore, and that I also didn't want our mom to speak to me. My fiance won't say a word since I threatened to call the police if he ever went near me again. Yeah, I made my sister cry and scream at me, but I genuinely feel like I should be the one crying. She knew how important getting married was to me, and now I can't experience that. Pair that with the fact that I had to hear this from my dad, not my bum excuse of a sister or fiance. Heck, even my own mother didn't say a word to me. It's like she lets my sister run her. F you, ooh, I think she might have put their real names. F you sister, F you fiance. If they ever see this, I'd be absolutely delighted. Yikes. Honestly, I couldn't even imagine though, like your own sister. How could you do that to your own sister? And why? Like, I wonder, not that this like makes it any better, but she said that they always had a good relationship and that they were close. So it just doesn't make any sense. Like, why would you do that? Months before she's about to get married? Maybe it's a blessing in disguise because she saved her from having to get married to this man. Okay, so some of the comments from this post. Someone said, as I posted before, put them on blast. Say, the wedding is off. If you want to know why, ask my sister or my ex-fiance. Unless they are too busy being intimate together in my bed again, in which case, ask my mother, who knew about it and kept it to herself. Dang. Oh, why is the original post is not coming up? Dang, so we can't see any of the comments. That's the only comment that was pulled, unfortunately. So she did have a couple of edits. Edit 1, since many people keep bringing this up, I'm upset that I lost the relationship I've always put 100% into. I was excited to get married, of course, but then this news came out. It really hurt me. I didn't want to believe it at first. I almost thought my dad was pulling my leg. Later turned out to be true. I swear I have trust issues now. I would too. Edit 2. Thanks again for all the suggestions. It's helping me feel more confident in exposing them. I'm just a bundle of nerves right now because I know stuff is going to hit the fan again. When I do so, I'll try my best to come with an update. I mean, it's the least y'all deserve. Last edit. When I say I decided to hurt her, it's because I kinda ruined something so meaningful to her. I feel like for most people, besides on here, that would be a bit far. That's just how I feel though. I understand it's not what you guys wanted. Clearly worked a bit though, since she thought I was so dang psychotic for that. Like I said, I don't feel sorry about hurting her that way. So it sounds like some people thought she should have did more. Basically, all she did was ruffle up a couple of flowers in a garden. I think it was kind of like a graveyard garden, it sounded like, that the sister had for the dog. And so she just messed it up a little bit, but sounds like people were expecting her to do more. So the second update, or the first update, oh wow, this was August 28th, 2024. Hey everyone, seems like my other post has been deleted. Thanks again for the comments and support. I found out quite a bit. To start off, I did expose her and my ex on my story. I unblocked them both to tag them. Shout out to the user who wrote down what I should say, and that's the comment I read earlier. I saved it and wrote it, but added some other words of my own. My ex actually blocked me after he saw my story. I sent my Reddit post to my sister after. At the time, she didn't see it, but I got a call from my ex's mom. She was furious about everything, but she asked me how I was holding up and if I've heard the news. Oh my goodness. What news? Oh, I knew it. I just read a couple sentences. I knew it. My heart sank a little because I honestly couldn't bear to hear any more bad news. I asked her what was she talking about. She said, "So you haven't?" I said no and asked her to tell me. My sister's pregnant. Apparently, he told her in an attempt to make her chill out on my sister. I didn't want to hear any more, so I told her I needed to hang up the phone. Thankfully, she accepted because I literally burst into tears 2 seconds later. After 5 minutes of crying, my sister responded to my story and text with the Reddit post link. She was texting me in all caps, begging me to take it down. If I wasn't so upset, I would have laughed a little, but I just sat there watching her blow up my phone. I got even angrier when she said, "I'm coming over and I'm telling mom that you're spreading my business online." All right, you big baby. Still never responded though. I felt frozen. 30 minutes later, she's trying to break down my door, so I opened it in a fit of rage and I started screaming all kinds of stuff to her. She kept screaming at me to take it down, and I told her that it's gonna stay up for as long as I want it to. She kept telling me she didn't deserve online hate, and she even tried telling me that she's always been there for me through everything and that she would have forgiven me if it was the other way around. Girl, no. This is not a forgivable offense in any way, shape, or form. You slept with my fiance. Not only that, but now you're pregnant with the man I was supposed to marry. What you mean you would have forgiven me if it was the other way around? What you mean? Ooh, that's when I struck her. Oh, dang. I mean, I wouldn't have did that, but I get it. Dang. Let me move this because my camera is having a hard time focusing. Hopefully that's better. A small part of me felt guilty. I'm not the fighting type, and that was probably evident in my last post. But she retaliated by saying, "It's not my fault he was tired of you." And that's when I told her that I hope she ends up, oh, dang, this is messed up. Before I read this, just fair warning, this is messed up. That's when I told her I hope she ends up like her dog and that she deserves every bit of hate she's getting for ruining my relationship. Yikes. I even apologized for not ruining her entire garden and her stupid face at first. I know I'm wrong for saying this, but the entire time she was playing the victim. She called me evil and told me to rot, kept saying I was punishing her over a mistake. I said, "You have no idea what you put me through, and I know you would have done the same thing if you were the victim." She kept crying and insulting me, saying, "All I've ever done was support you through everything, and you have the nerve to hurt me and allow strangers to bash me on the internet." I told her she deserved it, and I don't want her talking to me ever again, and if she comes near me, I'm calling the police. She kept saying I was being extremely unfair and that she said she was sorry in her text, but I wasn't having it. I told her to tell mom I'm not talking to her again either. She asked me if I was really going to cut her off like that, and I just wished her good luck with her unwanted child and told her to go home. That was the last time she walked off my porch. Anyway, I had to clean up my favorite vase because she smashed it, but it doesn't even matter. At least they're out of my life. However, it's weird how sad I feel now. It's for my own good, but dang, I'll never experience the bond we had again. On the bright side, it seems like I've dodged 2 bullets. Thanks again, though, everyone. Maybe I do need therapy. Last edit to say, my dad called not too long ago asking me to take every post down because, according to my mother, my B sister is bawling her eyes out over mean people on the internet. As if I'm taking anything down. My dad's pissed about her pregnancy, but my mom continues to defend her by saying we need to chill out on her a little bit. This is why I'm not talking to her. Thanks again, though, everyone. I'm exhausted and I need to worry about other things. Child, this is a freaking mess. I'm glad that the dad is not backing down, though. I feel like in a lot of these stories, the dad is always kind of like just sits back and is like, "Oh, I don't want to take sides. I don't." But it seems kind of like he's, having an appropriate reaction, I hope. But there is an editor's note that Reddit deleted OP's account. She made a new one, apparently. It's the same writing style, so we think it's the same person. Hopefully it is, but take that with a grain of salt. So this is update 2, September 1st, 2024. I've officially decided to go low contact with my dad today. Surprisingly, he wasn't that upset about it. However, he's still on team take down the posts, and that's why I made my decision. My mom wants nothing to do with me because if you won't respect the family, there's no point in trying to get to you. Wow, it's almost like that's what I wanted. My cousin and ex's sister have been supporting me. Apparently, my sister has had meltdown after meltdown because more people are slowly finding out about the affair, not only in person, but on the internet. She actually got into it with my cousin online, and according to my cousin, my sister keeps asking her to tell me to take down the post because she's sorry, and she felt pressured into doing what she did. Girl! Last I even heard about my ex was from his sister. She told me that they did speak, and although he's not ready for a child, he doesn't feel comfortable leaving my pregnant sister on her own. He also wants me to stop what I'm doing, but oh well, they're made for each other. Anyway, I've surprisingly been feeling a bit better thanks to my cousin and my new sister, as I like to call my ex's sister now. I've actually gotten some good sleep, still considering therapy too. A very tiny part of me feels pretty bad for exposing my sister and ex, and I'll always miss the relationship I've had with them, even despite my last encounter with my sister. But they've hurt me, and it's what they deserve. If they're not taking it well, that's their problem. Thanks everyone once again. Man, I couldn't even imagine. I wonder if I could probably find the sister's actual social media. It seems like maybe people found her actual social media and are talking about her, or maybe it's just because, this story kind of blew up over the internet. But is there any comments on this? Let me see. Yes, there are comments on this last update. So someone says, leave your post up Sister deserves to be called out and her friends need to know she may sleep with their boyfriends. Opie responded, speaking of her friends, I actually have no idea what they think about this, but I can assume they found out, of course. My sister is not taking this well, so I'm assuming they're pestering her with questions too. I mean, I don't understand why the sister is so distraught. You did what you did. Now you have to pay. I mean, these are literally the consequences of your own action. Deal with it. And the mom talking about oh, well, if you won't respect family, then you don't need to be a part of it. Girl, bye. I didn't need you anyway. I'm a little bit disappointed. Well, I kind of understand why the dad is wanting her to take down the post. I don't know if I would go low contact with him over that, but hey, that's her decision. I kind of understand why he said that. I would leave the post up. It is what it is. You did what you did. So someone else said, my heart bleeds. The fact is, she did you dirty, messed you over, and then acts like saying sorry somehow is supposed to make you feel not messed over. It's easy for her. She's got her dude, well, your dude, so she can move on with her happy little life. You can't. I say leave that stuff up for posterity. Maybe tell her these posts are no more or less than the truth of what you did and what you are continuing to do. If you feel what you did and are continuing to do is right and proper, you should have no problem with people knowing the truth. If you feel what you did is improper and you are ashamed, why are you continuing to do it? You made your decision and you reaffirm it every time you see him. You're not sorry, so stop pretending you are. OP responded, I have said this. My cousin has said this, and my ex's sister has also said this, that she can't be upset for the truth being exposed. She doesn't see past her delusion. She's clearly more worried about her reputation than my feelings. She has the nerve to make herself sick crying about her life being ruined. My dad told me she's sick and crying all the time to get me to take down the posts when she ruined mine. I really don't know her anymore. That's just crazy to me. I couldn't imagine, like, your own sister. There had to have been something going on with their relationship before this. Like, there had to have been, especially the reaction of the mom. Something is not right here. Well, this account is suspended as well, so I can't see if there are any other updates. And she said this was the last update, so I'm assuming there's not. And I'm not seeing anything like on Google. So I think that's it for this one. Let's go to the next story. I'm about to cheat on my fiance. I'm currently sitting in a car outside a motel waiting for my fiance's friend to come back with a motel key and just received a text from my fiance asking where I am. I haven't replied to him, but while I have my phone out, I thought I'd post here. Today, my friend saw my fiance and another woman in a diner together, very close and obviously familiar with each other. She went over and said hello, and my fiance looked very much like he was just caught doing something he shouldn't have. She called me straight away and said what she saw, and I just knew he was cheating on me. He has no female friends, and he should have been at work anyway. So, what better way to get back at him than to call his friend who's always giving me looks and ask to meet up? He's on his way back to the car now. Here we go. Chad, what the hell? Come on now. This sounds like someone whose frontal lobe hasn't fully developed. Cause ain't no way. Ain't no mother freaking way. This supposed friend saw your fiance doing something. Did she send you any evidence? Like, you could have drove up to the place where he supposedly was. Like, there's so many things you could have did with that information. You just blindly believe her, don't have a conversation with the fiance, don't know who he was there with. He could have been there with like a wedding planner or something, a wedding ring designer or something. You have no idea who this woman is. The insecurities are seething through this post. And then your decision, instead of just leaving and cutting your losses, you cheat back with his friend. So you give somebody access to your body willy-nilly. So you basically at the detriment to yourself. To what? Like, Try and make him jealous? What's the end goal here? It's not making sense. Not to mention, this is the next day. You haven't even given it a chance to try to figure out what is really going on with this situation. Can you even trust this friend? Is she even telling you the truth? Girl! Oh my goodness. Someone says, WTF. So your first instinct, because you think he is cheating, is to meet up with one of his friends and be intimate? Do you not talk to him? I am not going to go out on a limb and say he is not cheating, but at least get more information first. Right. Someone responded to that comment and said, I'm pretty sure they are just not ready for marriage at all. That's big facts. I don't know how old they are, but I'm guessing a very young age because the immaturity is crazy. Another person says, pretty sure this is rage bait, but also reminds me of the post about a woman thinking her fiance was cheating because he was at a restaurant with a woman, so she went and cheated. Turned out he was meeting with his sister he hadn't been in contact with for a while, and he wasn't ready to introduce her to his fiance. Wow. Another person, get more information first, obviously. Another person had an idea like what I was suggesting. They said maybe planning a surprise for her. Well, it's possible. Also, that is not a friend to fiance if he is willing to do this. That's true. Some people think this is fiction and rage bait. I don't know. So let me just go ahead and go. There's several updates on this. Here's an update that got deleted. It says, the other day I made the biggest mistake of my life by getting angry at something I thought my fiance did, and I got revenge on him by sleeping with his friend. I won't get into the specifics other than that I was mistaken about something, and if I had confronted my fiance first, it would have been something really funny, but instead I went off angry and didn't think. He doesn't know. The only people who know are me and his friend. I've already spoken with his friend and told him what happened, and he's agreed not to say anything, but I feel bad about what I did. I don't want to tell my fiance, but I also feel bad about keeping secrets. I think I need to keep this a secret and just suffer in silence. By telling him, I risk blowing up our relationship and devastating him. The only upside will be to alleviate my guilt, which I don't think will happen anyway. I say either if you don't want to say anything to hurt him, that's perfectly fine, but you still need to free that man from you. You need some more development. You need some therapy. You need to work on your anger issues, being reactionary and impulsive. You have a lot of work to do before you're even ready to be in a relationship, let alone a fiance, let alone a wife. So either you do that or you tell him and then that precipitates the breakup. Either way, you need to separate yourself from this man and be by yourself for a little while and work on yourself. Because this is absolutely crazy. So, second update, 2 days later, how do you tell a guy no? I, 23 female, accidentally slept with my fiance's 23 male friend, 22 male, the other evening. My fiance and I have been engaged for 2 months, together in total for 3 years. Honestly, I thought she was younger than 23, but that makes sense. It was giving early 20s. When I slept with him, it was supposed to be a one-time thing, which we both agreed on. It was not romantic or anything like that. It turned out that my reason for sleeping with him was wrong. It was a huge mistake, and so I haven't told my fiance about what happened and will not do so. There's nothing to be gained by that. For you, the problem is the friend agreed with me when I said it was a mistake and that he wouldn't say anything either, but then it came to my house when he knew my fiance was at work. I knew what he wanted and obviously said no, and that I'd never knowingly cheat on my fiance, and he agreed. What are you talking about? You already knowingly cheated. Even though you thought you were cheating back, that's still cheating. I don't know why he thought I'd sleep with him, but he'd actually taken a sick day from work without telling his girlfriend and just drove to my house. So it was 9 a.m. and he couldn't go home without her asking why he was back, and he had nowhere to go. Please, what do you mean? What do you mean he had nowhere to go? Anywhere but here? You are not a hotel? So we chatted awkwardly for a bit and then he kissed me. Even though I had made myself clear, we ended up being intimate again and I realized I'm in some real trouble now. I don't really consider the first time cheating since it was honestly an accident, but this time is something I don't have an excuse for. I know how this is going to sound, but he left my house at 4:30 p.m. I couldn't say no the second time or the other times that quickly followed. I love my fiance very much and I need this friend to stay away. I've realized I simply can't say no to him anymore. Child, this wasn't about your fiance cheating or you thinking your fiance was cheating. This is about you have had a crush on the friend for a really long time and you were just trying to find any excuse to cross that line and that boundary. Because what are you even talking about here? I just couldn't say no. He didn't have anywhere else to go. I just had no choice. My hands were tied. Shoot, maybe they was. I don't know. This is absolutely crazy. This has to be fake. There's no way someone has this level of problem-solving skills, decision-making skills. I refuse to believe it. So another update. He came around again this morning. I don't know how he can take so much time off from work like this, but it was the same as yesterday. He couldn't go home and there was nowhere else for him to go. I hate myself for this, but I didn't even care this time, and he just left after spending the day here. I've told him this cannot continue, so I've decided on a hard limit, which is when I get married, which is happening in September. I've made this very clear to him and he's agreed not to come around after then. You really think that's gonna stop him? You already told him, sorry, this was a mistake. I thought this was something else happened to what it really was. This is not gonna happen again. And what does he do? Take PTO. Has the audacity to take PTO to come to your house at 9 a.m. after your fiance has left and spend the whole day. She said, I've also told him that it's disrespectful for us to do it on what will be our marital bed, so we need to go somewhere else in the future. He wasn't so keen on that as he doesn't want to pay for a motel room each time and we can't go to his place, but I've told him that it's too bad. That's the deal. I know this isn't ideal, but this is the best I can do in the situation. Leave your fiance. This has turned into a full-blown affair. What are you doing? So here's some of the comments. This update was September 1st. Does she have any more updates? I know you lying. I know you lying. Hold on. Let me go through the comments. Someone says, okay, I told you before and I'm telling you right now again, tell your fiance and make him decide. I know what you wrote and your whole accident is not an accident. And I'm telling you again, you are not ready to be in marriage. And your fiance's friend is a piece of crap and you need to tell his girlfriend too. Your fiance will find out. There's no other way. Another person, anyone who accidentally sleeps with someone is a piece of crap. How do you accidentally sleep with someone? OP responded, I had a very good reason. One of my friends saw him with another woman, so it was pretty obvious what was happening there. Yes, in hindsight, I should have waited, but it was blatant. My friend told me she saw my fiance cheating on me, but it was a mistake. And so 1 month later, child, in the title of the post is In Utero Paternity Tests. Is it possible to have an in utero paternity test performed within a month of becoming pregnant? And is this something you need the potential father to be present for, or can you bring a DNA sample, example, a piece of hair or their toothbrush? So she's still with this man. First of all, how dirty can you be? You out here having unprotected intimacy with your fiance and his friend, who is also probably having unprotected intimacy with his girlfriend, who you don't know what she been doing. Like, come on now. It's 2024. It's 2024. So now you're putting your fiance's health at risk. You're being unfair because you're not giving him the choice whether or not he wants to stay in this relationship. And now you potentially are pregnant by another man. It's a mess. Anyway, someone commented, within a month, probably not, but there's a test called the NIP, which can be done as early as 7 to 8 weeks. The potential father needs to submit a cheek swab. Your post history is wild. Edit, apparently you can find companies like this one that will accept a toothbrush or toenail clippings. And then OP responded, thank you, I guess I will have to wait a bit longer. So then 1 day later, I'm pregnant and I don't know who the father is. This is my first pregnancy. It's something my fiance and I had discussed but weren't planning on for the next couple of years. Well, things happened and I'm pregnant and I should be so excited, except I can't even share the news with him yet because I need to wait before I can do an in utero paternity test. I can't believe I've messed things up like this. Someone commented, the moment you decided to continue the affair, it became inevitable. It's too late, so just tell your fiance. OP responded, we agreed on a strict time limit on that, which is September when I'm getting married, and we still agree on that. So while we technically continued the affair, it will end very soon. This girl has no moral compass whatsoever. I hope she has the life she deserves. I hope she gets all the karma she deserves. This is absolutely ridiculous. I hope the baby is the friend's, so at least the fiance can know somehow so he can get out of this situation. This is absolutely crazy. Another person said, look, I'm going to be honest, and you might not like it, but your affair partner has all the power. If he wants to keep the relationship with you, then you're going to have no choice. He will blackmail you to keep the affair. I'm 100% sure about that. I hope he does. I hope he does too. Another person, you better tell him. Opie said, well, no, I don't know if he's the father yet. I feel it's a bit disrespectful to tell someone other than the father first. Just my opinion, of course. I don't think it's wrong to tell someone else first. It's just how I feel about it. Oh, so that's where you draw the line. Oh, okay. That's your marker for respect. Okay. Dang. So, no, Reddit is having a server error. Okay, no. Come on. Well, she don't have any more updates, so I guess we will have to wait. But this is crazy. I believe her too. At first, I was thinking this has to be rage bait. But the fact that the first post was a month ago and she's been pretty consistent up until then. 11 days ago, she asked about the paternity test, and then 3 days ago, I don't know. Well, that is the last main read of the video. So I'm going to go into the palate cleanser for today. So this is just a reminder to like, comment, and subscribe. For the month of September, we are on a 10K, what did I call it? Road to 10K. Road to 10,000 subscribers. We're almost at 7,000. Well, we're closer to 7,000 than we were. So thank you guys for your support. And I'm going to read the palate cleanser. Well, it's a video. So in stark contrast to the stories that we've read, this is a happier video of how things should go. I've seen this video before. You guys probably have also seen this video before, but every time I see it, I just think it's so freaking cute. So this man, his girlfriend is a teacher, and he has an announcement to tell her students. So here it is.
Raise your hand if you have heard a rumor about Miss Barker and I. There is a rumor going around that Miss Barker and I are dating. So the answer is yes, we are dating. We are a little bit more than dating because I am completely in love with her. Quiet, please!
Wait, this is his moment, let him have it!
I was wondering if Miss Barker would like to become Mrs. Cipher.
I just thought that was the cutest thing. The kids, like, it's always cute when like people propose in front of their partners, like students. That just goes to show how much they are invested and involved in their jobs and like how much the kids like them and stuff. So that was just so cute. And then the little crack in his voice when he was like, I'm in love with her. And I was wondering if you would. I was just like, when I first watched it, I was tearing up a little bit. Anyways, that is the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.